So why do we celebrate the equinox? Why do we mark these occasions where one season ends and another begins? The the occasion of balance of light and dark in the case of the equinox, or in the case of the solstices, the return from being sort of all the way on one end of the spectrum, right? We get these long nights, and then the solstice is that the winter solstice is that return to the light, and summer solstice after we've had really long days, right? The return to the quiet. Um, it's all about returning to balance, and all of the all of these teachers tell us um, that what keeps us from just being part of that all the time is our minds, and it's the stories in our minds and these thought patterns that we have. Pam shared recently again the second sutra from the Yoga Sutras in the first book, Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. It's right there. You know, we're dealing with the Chitta Vritti, are those spinning thoughts. We're dealing with those in order to return to that, to what we really are. And the natural world is such a great reminder of that. Um, and so, whatever is going on for you today, I applaud you for being here and for taking this time to pause and to realign yourself with the rhythms of nature, to uh, realign yourself with all of the humans throughout time that have seen how important this really is. And through the reflection, doing just even the tiniest bit of self inquiry today and self reflection and contemplation, just reflecting a little bit on the past, a little bit on your future, and then really getting yourself, right here in the present. You do a great service to everyone around you, because what you're doing is you are making a choice that, okay, yeah, my stories are about myself are real. My ego has got a certain kind of realness. All the busyness of my life and the emails in my inbox, they have a realness. But I'm not going to get so swept up in the whirlwind of those stories that I forget about the realness and the wonder and the incredible harmony that I belong to, which means I'm not going to forget about you. I'm not going to forget about others. And so I've offered some inquiry prompts, and if you're watching the video, I'll include those with this. There's some special equinox inquiry prompts that I recommend you reflect on. You can sit with, you can take a walk and just think about, you can talk to a friend about them. I love journaling. You can make some art about it. And then I would recommend, particularly on these very potent days of the year, like equinoxes and solstices, but also I recommend this to most people on full moons and new moons, do a little bit of ceremony as well, meaning do something that takes that, the mental, any, the thoughts, and act it out. So there's lots of different ways that we can, really infinite ways that we can act it out. But once you have a little bit of a sense of what you would like to let go of, or is really being called to let go of in this coming season and year, do something symbolic. Put it into a fire. Something that we do a lot is fire ceremony when we're on retreats, right? As long as it's not going to pollute the water, you could put something that represents that into a body of water, and a natural body of water, and watch it flow away. I always like to incorporate the elements in nature for reasons that I've kind of already talked about that's what we're doing is reconnecting with this bigger belonging, but really there's no limit to it. Your human creativity is very welcome in ceremony and a big aspect of it. And then whatever it is that you're calling in, sometimes we symbolically do that by planting a seed in soil or in some other way doing a gesture that represents that calling in. Give it a try. And it's perfectly fine if you don't have time to do that till the weekend, as long as you're somewhere in this equinox period, great. And when you do, just make sure you pause, take a few breaths, find your way back to balance and center, and take a moment to remember the countless beings that are really doing that ceremony with you, all the beings whose connection with you're really celebrating when you pause and practice.